The Pentagon wants AI. Really? This is what it says. Scale AI to evaluate large language models for the Pentagon. Now, I'll tell you what, folks. You tell me. Do you believe that the Pentagon does not have access or has not had access to AI all this time? Isn't it usually that the U.S. military gets their hands on things before the public? Now, maybe if they're saying they want this for some of their regular workers, is there a regular worker at the Pentagon? But then if there is, I would say, OK, maybe that's what they're talking about here. But I just find it hard to believe that the U.S. military doesn't already or hasn't already had for probably a decade or more the absolute best in AI technology before we even got our hands on it. But maybe I'm wrong. It says the U.S. Department of Defense selected Scale AI to help it test and evaluate generative artificial intelligence for military applications. The California-based company announced the work with the Chief Digital and AI Office on February the 20th. The same day the CDAO was scheduled to kick off its conference in Washington, D.C., featuring discussions on the topic. Generative AI is capable of generating text, images, or other data outputs using algorithmic models in response to user prompts. Large language models are a type of generative AI that uses statistical relationships among text documents or other inputs, either by itself or through a supervised training process, to pump out essays, computer code, human-like conversation, and more. Scale AI will produce benchmarks for such systems under the contract. The Defense Department has expressed increasing interest in generative AI, but its uses remain debatable. My goodness, my brain was like, what is going on here? What's going on here? While a smart assistant or chatbot could efficiently find files, answer frequently asked questions, or dig up contact information, such tools can also fuel disinformation campaigns, spoofing attempts, and cyber attacks. The CDAO in August launched Task Force Lima to study and guide generative AI for national security purposes. Quote, testing and evaluating generative AI will help the DoD understand the strengths and limitations of the technology so it can be deployed responsibly, unquote. This is from Alexander Wang, the founder and chief executive of Scale, said in a statement, quote, Scale is honored to partner with the DoD on this framework, unquote. The Tuesday announcement did not include a dollar value for the work. Wang in July told Congress outdated data retention and management policies were hamstringing the Defense Department. What is needed, he said at the time, is, quote, doubling down on some of the fast procurement methods and ensuring that we continue to innovate, unquote. Here's another quote. AI systems are only good as the data that they are trained on, unquote, he added. So looks like the Pentagon is going to be working with Scale AI and getting the absolute best in AI technologies for themselves. So we will see how all this shakes out, folks. Hopefully there's not a Skynet situation brewing. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? And until next time, everybody, take care.